So I decided to use Packet Tracer, Cisco Packet Tracer, to show us, or to illustrate how the PCs, the computers, virtual computers, are related in the network. So what we have is my host laptop with this IP address, and let's assume this virtual router is inside my laptop, and also the virtual switch is also inside my laptop, because my laptop is acting as the host. So it's connected to that, and we have this as the virtual PCs. So we have the Windows 10 virtual PC, which is on .128, and I'll say /24. That's class C. Then you also have this /24, and the last one /24. So they are all on the same network, along with the laptop, and using NAT. So network address translation, which means they have a public IP address that is used to access the internet, but within the local network, we are using the local IP addresses. So that's the first task I'm going to do now, to find out how to ping. Okay, not really to ping first, but to know the IP address of these machines, as we can see here. So let's go into these machines and see how we can get the IP address, starting from the Windows 10 PC. So I'm back on the Windows 10 PC, and I'm going to find out how to get the IP address. So in Windows 10, we use ipconfig to get the IP address. And now we can see that this is 192.168.152.128, as we saw in the illustration, and with a default gateway of 0.2, which is the gateway of the router to access the public internet. And is then this IP will now be converted to the public IP address and have access to the internet. So let's try that of Kali Linux. And in Kali Linux we use ipconfig to find that. And now I can see my IP address with the loopback, but this is the IP address connecting to the network, and that is .129. You can see it's 255.255.255.0. That is 24, and that's the host's IP address. That's my the IP address of this Linux PC, the Kali Linux PC. So that's .129. So that's confirmed. And let's go to the Metasploitable, which is also a Linux PC, and I'm also going to do that and say ipconfig, but I have to go in and say if, not ip, ifconfig. And I can see now that this is also showing that it's 152.130, so it's also in the same network as we saw in the illustration. Alright, so we're going to ping the IP, the devices using their local IP address, and let's start with Windows, and I'm going to ping that of Kali Linux. So I'm going to say ping, well, let me click on that. Ping Kali Linux was 192.168.152.129. so that's the Kali Linux host IP address, and I'm going to do that now, and can see that we're getting a reply of 4 packets sent and received, and that was successful. So let's also ping that of the Metasploitable and say ping 192.168.152.130, and we can see it's also successful. So that's working. Let's go to Kali Linux now and also try pinging the Windows 10 machine. So ping 192.168.152.128. That's the Windows. Let me space that. That way, and I also want to count 4 packets, so I don't want to allow it to ping continuously. So let's find out, and we can see it wouldn't go through, and the reason is because Windows has its firewall turned on, and by default it stops pinging packets from it stops ping requests to the operating system, and we can see 4 packets transmitted, 0 received, so it was failure. And let me prove to you by pinging the Metasploitable to see that goes, and it's not by because the Kali is not in the network. So let me put 30 there and do that, and we can see that's going. So I have to go back to Windows, and we can see the importance of the firewall. So I have to go and open that Defender, and then we go to firewall, and I'm going to switch all this off. So and now we can see that all is turned off. Let me just do that with this one. So all is turned off, and there's no reason why the ping request should be stopped. Minimize that. Let me go back to Kali, and now let me try that again. So ping request, and this time 128. That's the Windows machine, and 4 requests, and we can see now it's going. So that was successful on the Windows machine. And let me just try again the Metasploitable, and we can see the ping request went. So there is on the same network with that. And let's try the last one, Metasploitable, and ping the same thing, 192.168.152.128, and I'm going to Sudo account 4 packets, and that's successful. And I'm going to ping again 192.168.152, and this time .129. That's the Kali Linux machine. So see 4. And we can see they all are successful pinging each other. So that's how we are able to find out if the network is connected amongst all the machines. Alright, so let's try and ping a domain name that's like google.com, and let's see the outcome. So I'm going to ping that, and it's going to have access to show that it has access not only to the local network, but also to the internet. So I'm going to ping google.com 4 packets. And that went successfully. And let's try pinging bing.com. And that's successful. So let me go to Kali Linux to see that works. So I'm going to clear the screen, clear, and ping and this time let me say bing.com. And that's working. And let's go to Windows 10 hosts, and let me clear CLS, and I'm going to Bing, google.com. And now we can confirm that all the machines are connected to the internet. So I'm going to try and update the Kali Linux machine, and to do that I will just type in sudo, which is more like the super user, and I'm going to say apt.get and update. So it's asking me for my password, and now is updating Kali Linux. It's always good to update it so that you can get the latest features, and also so that you would have it bug free. So that is done, and Kali Linux is now updated. Alright, so let me show some basic Linux commands, so that it gets easier using Kali Linux. The commands I've learned to help me perform various activities on the Kali Linux machine. So the first is to get the print working directory, and to do that I will just type in pwd and enter, and now I can see that this is my desktop folder or directory, and it's found within the white hacker, which is my home folder and home folder. So there's a home folder, then that's for my personal folder, and then there's the desktop. So that's how to get the part. I call it part working directory, but it's the print to print the working directory. So we're going to see how we can go back one directory, and we're also going to see how to list files within a directory. So to find out if there are any files here, so we just say list, and we can see it's not giving us anything. So let's go back one directory. And how do we know how do we know where we are? We just put print working directory, and now we've gone back one directory. You see that we're now in home white hacker. So let's list again, and now we can see there's a list of all the folders or directories we have within the directory, that is the white hacker directory. So let me cd into documents. So I'm now in the documents directory, and let me list. Nothing, it's not giving me anything there. And let me go back and part working directory. You see I'm back on white hacker, and let me go to desktop, cd desktop, and nothing is there. So let me put print working directory, and we can see that. So that's how to list out items or files in a directory, and also to go back from one directory, go backwards to the parent directory, and also to access a directory. That's to access the folder, to see the contents of the folder, also by listing them out. So now we're going to create a file, and let me just clear the screen. And to create a file, we're going to use the command touch, and let me just find out what directory I'm in. So I'm in the desktop, on the desktop. So let me create the file. So you say touch, and let's name our file file1.txt, so a text file, and simply that's what to do. And now we have that seen here on the screen here. So this file is created, and if we list, we can see our file1 has been created there. So let me show you how to write into a file and to replace all the contents within the file. So we have already created file1.txt. So to write into the file, we're going to say type in echo, and then we want to type in something in there. So I'm just going to say hello world, for example, and you use this, and then we're going to put in the name of the file we want the text to be written in. So that's how to do it, and we've clicked that, and we're going to see that it will be within the file, as we can see here, hello world. So let's try and replace this. So I'm going to do the same thing, echo, and I'm going to say hello world 2. And let me check that, and I can see that it's completely changed everything. Now I'm going to read the content, this content in this file from the terminal, and to do that I'm going to use cat, the command cat, and the name of the file. So file1.txt, and now it displays the content for us to see. So I'm going to append another content into this file. So to do that, I'll use the same echo, and I'm going to say this is the second line, and this time we use double of this, and we'll say file1.txt, and let me check that, cat file1.txt, and now we can see it appended here. And let me open the file, and it's confirmed also from here. So I'm going to use Nano to create another file. I'm going to do that with Nano in Linux, and I'll just type in Nano, and I'm going to call it file2.txt that way, and it's going to open up Nano for me, and I'm going to say the weather is quite good today. When are we going out? And once I'm done with this, I'm going to hold Control and O, so Control O, and then enter and Control X to save that. And I can check the file, saying cat file2.txt, and we can see that there. And if I open it here, you can also see here. So Nano is another good option to use to write files and edit files on Kali Linux. So let me create a Python file with Nano, and let me clear the screen. So I'm going to do Nano, say Nano, and I'm going to call this file greeting.py and enter. And now I'm meant to type in my Python code, so I'll just say print, and I'm going to say hello, welcome to Python. That way, and you can see it highlights the string because it recognizes that it's a Python file. And do the same, Ctrl O and enter, and Ctrl X to save. Yes, save under different name. Yes, and now I can see here Python. Okay, bytecode, and let me run that and see. So I'll say Python. Let me just list to be sure is there. Okay, and Python 3 greeting. So it says hello, welcome to Python. So that's how to create a Python file in Kali Linux. So how do I create a new directory in Kali Linux? So to create a new directory in Kali Linux, we use make, that is mkdir. So make directory, and I'm going to call this my folder in there, and I'm going to do that, and we can see it's created the folder. And let me list it out, and we can see it highlights the folder in blue to show that that's a directory. So let me move this file into my folder directory. So to do that, I'm going to say mv, which is move, then greeting to my folder. So I'm moving greeting to my folder, and you can see it's disappeared from here. So let me list, and these are the only files we have on the desktop. And by the time I cd into my folder to open the folder, and I list, and you can see now we have the greetings.py in my folder directory. So let me clear the screen, and now I want to list out the files I have there, which is that. So let me go back and list again, and now we have this. So I want to copy the file to text into a new file called file3. So I want to copy and paste that in there. So to do that, I'm just going to type cp, and I'm saying file2.txt, and the new file I want it copied into is file3.txt, and that, and we can see it's created here already. If we list it out, we can see file3 is already there. And if I cut into file2, you see that, and cut into file3.txt, you can see it's the same thing. So the file has been duplicated, that is being copied into another file. And now, what if I want to get rid of file3? I'm done with it and I don't want it on my system anymore. So what I will do is to use the remove command and rm, and I'm going to remove the file 3.txt, and we can see that's gone. If we list, we can see we only have these 2 files in the folder. Okay, and now I want to delete the folder, and what we have here is my folder here. So let me instead of deleting that, I've changed my mind. Let me just create a new folder. So let's say mk make drive that folder, and I'm going to say folder 2, and now we have folder 2 there. Let me clear my screen, and if we list out, we have folder 2. So I want to get rid of that. So we'll use the same keyword command, that's rm, but this time we're going to say -r, then we'll put the name of the folder here. So I'm going to put this one here, like that, and now I've gotten rid of the folder 2. So for now, I'm using this system as a normal user, that's white hacker. But if I want to use it as a super user, I would have to enter as a super user. So to do that, I will type in sudo and su, and now it's asking for the password, and I'm going to put the password in. And now we can see it's all red here, and I'm now the so I'm here on the root access privilege, and I'm going to create the secret file now. So to do that, I'm going to say touch secret txt, and now I have my secret file there, and you can see something like a padlock here showing that it's protected. And let me put something in there, so echo, and I'm just going to say my db key is going to be AGB, so my database key, and I'm going to put that into the secret file, and let's check that. And we can see that it's there. And let me log out. So to log out of this, I'll exit, and let me just clear the list. My secret file is still there, but if I want to delete my secret file, see what it will tell me. Now it says it's write protected, regular file secret. So do I want to remove it? So it's reminding me that this is this was created with write access. So I can say no, and if I try to remove the other one, that's file 2, text, and we can see that one is gone without asking any questions. So that's the benefit of using creating files or folders in with root access. It would always remind you that these are special files, and you don't want to have access to, you don't want to delete them. And if I was not a white hacker, if I was just a regular user, probably I won't even have access to those files. So that's the benefit of using having root access to your system to create